the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't roll my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regret, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? know me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X?
I'm unapologetically black for all rhymes and reason. I give no apologies for my blackness, giving rhyme or reasons. Black all the time, no matter the time of season. We spice up everything and add our flavor, we the seasoning. Hated by many, but admired by most. We the baddest from the U.S. to the Ivory Coast. We don't have to exert our power, we just simply coast. We've been put down, let down, and hung out to dry. But through all of it, we still keep our heads to the sky. Black forever, forever. I'm unapologetically black. We rise like unapologetic, yeah, we're the chosen. From the streets to the stage, the power's awoken. Black magic in our veins. Feel the motion, warriors of change. Pushing through every notion. No chains can hold us, we break through like oceans. Educate, elevate, that's our devotion.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
I'm unapologetically black for all rhymes and reason. I give no apologies for my blackness, giving rhyme or reasons. Black all the time, no matter the time of season. We spice up everything and add our flavor, we the seasoning. Hated by many, but admired by most. We the baddest from the U.S. to the Ivory Coast. We don't have to exert our power, we just simply coast. We've been put down, let down, and hung out to dry. But through all of it, we still keep our heads to the sky. Black forever, forever. I'm unapologetically black. Still pushing through the struggle, can't keep us down. Voices loud from the underground to every town. Shades of excellence, ain't no hiding, won't back down. From the roots to the U.S. in the city's crown. Stay shining bright despite the hate they lay. Our culture's fire burns strong night and day. Black forever, the spirit won't decay. Raise the banner high, cause we here to stay. Sally, stay shine, but go in a level I thought, so I cry, Sally. Angel, new command, your thoughts are demands, and it's turn on Sally. I'm unapologetically black for all rhymes and reason. I give no apologies for my blackness, giving rhyme or reasons. Black all the time, no matter the time of season. We spice up everything and add our flavor, we the seasoning. Hated by many, but admired by most. We the baddest from the U.S. to the Ivory Coast. We don't have to exert our power, we just simply coast. We've been put down, let down, and hung out to dry. But through all of it, we still keep our heads to the sky. Black forever, forever. I'm unapologetically black. We rise like unapologetic, yeah, we're the chosen. From the streets to the stage, the power's awoken. Black magic in our veins. Feel the motion, warriors of change. Pushing through every notion.
Black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, I'm blacker than black.
Because I'm black and I'm back. So let's get into it. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins, okay? So let's get into it. We haven't been on this channel for 4 whole days. Please pay attention. Leon Gardner, Aquarius MC, Claudette, Nita's and Mike's World, Nessie X, Vince I Am from the UK, Tawana Sweet D, said blackity black, okay? Pretty Wings, Darnell, Claudette on purpose. All right. Cherry Red is in the house. 504 Nola. Okay, so let's get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Okay, so it looks like someone is at my door, you guys. So hold on for just a second. I'm going to put a video on the screen. I want you all to watch this because today is the anniversary of the year of Keandre Taylor's death. Okay, so let's remember him. There was never any justice.
Taylor died by suicide, but his parents say the details of their son's. A Tennessee couple is looking for answers 3 weeks after their son was found dead at work in Duval County. Keandre Taylor worked at the TA Travel Center in Baldwin. The medical examiner ruled Taylor died by suicide, but his parents say the details of their son's death, they're just not adding up. Our Andrew Badillo is in the newsroom tonight with more. And Andrew, I know you spoke with Taylor's parents this afternoon. after they arrived here in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Tawana Taylor and Andre Taylor traveled 10 hours from Memphis, Tennessee to Jacksonville to learn more about what happened to their son. Tawana told me she learned more about her son's death one day after it happened. Tawana Taylor says her son, Keandre, was a jokester.
He usually would come in the house and be like, "Hey, old lady, what you cooking?"
Now, those jokes are all she has to remember him.
Never in a million years would I have imagined that this time, when my son walked out that door, that he would be coming back in a box.
On Saturday, September 30th, Keandre Taylor was found dead at this TA travel center in Baldwin, where he worked as a mechanic. On Sunday, Tawana Taylor got a phone call from the 31-year-old's ex-girlfriend,
telling me that she got a call from someone who says that they was Keandre's friend and that he was dead. And I was like, no, what kind of games are you playing? Don't do that.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office police report says officers were called to the truck stop for an employee dispute. An employee said Taylor and another employee had an argument and that Taylor was asking other employees for a gun. Police found Taylor in a building behind the travel center dead. The medical examiner ruled Taylor died by suicide.
There's no way that my son would kill himself. He was due to come home the very next week to see his children. He has 3 beautiful children that he loves and adores.
Tawana and Keandre's father, Andre, drove from Memphis to Jacksonville for clarity. The two say the travel center and police have not been helpful.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Something definitely happened.
And we just want to know what happened. And
we want answers.
We reached out to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to see if it's investigating Taylor's death. We haven't received a response. It was after business hours for managers at the travel center. I called and left a message for the general manager. In the newsroom, Andrew Badillo, First Coast News on your side.
Okay, so you all know that's all sketchy, that something clearly happened to him. That man didn't take his own life. And also, we should be asking ourselves, how come this didn't get any more media coverage? You see, this seems to be the only media channel that, in fact, reported on his demise. Okay? This is all crazy. Now, he was calling and saying he was concerned. There was a lot of racism, a lot of hatred going on. And now he turns up dead. And they didn't even notify anyone for about 24 hours, mind you. This is all so nefarious. Likes up, everyone, please. Get the likes up. So anyway, hold on, because I'm going to go to a TikTok. This is what they always say, though, when someone dies at the hands of racism or hate crime. And they know exactly what it is.
A Tennessee couple is looking for answers 3 weeks after their son was found dead at work in Duval County. Keandre Taylor worked at the TA Travel Center in Baldwin. The medical examiner ruled Taylor died by suicide, but his parents say...
I'm sorry, that's the same video. I thought I had another one. But anyway, the bottom line is, don't trust any mainstream media crap. Exactly. I mean, I couldn't find any articles on his death. I couldn't find any more clips or anything. The only thing I saw were people who talked about him on TikTok. Now, I can't play most of those videos because a lot of the people put music in there. Okay, sad music. All right. Nita to Mike's World said, Queen, I need an interview with you. Okay, well, let me know. Send me an email to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV show, okay? Send me an email, beloved. With that all being said, let's get into it. Danielle sent a super sticker. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate your donation to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, Yvonne said, paying attention. Absolutely. This is all so crazy. But now, in other nefarious news, let's talk about this little thug here who got out of jail and then was still keeping up foolishness, okay? These people, some of them, when they get locked up, they just need to stay in jail. Some people don't need to be let out because they're nothing but menaces to society and specifically to our community. And at the end of the day, a lot of these Black folk need to stop talking about no snitching, okay? You're not a snitch unless you're a criminal yourself who's trying to get less time by telling on someone else. That's all that is. Everyone else is concerned citizens as far as I'm concerned. Okay, because if I see you doing something nefarious in my neighborhood, I'm really going to report you. That's all I'm saying. So let's get into it.
21-year-old ex-con, now charged with capital murder in a deadly mass shooting, was wanted in another county when a visiting judge there gave him break after break.
And that judge took no action when he was charged with possessing a machine gun. Fox 26's Randy Wallace joining us live from the courthouse with the latest in his ongoing series. Randy.
Yeah, Anthony. Now, in more and more instances, I'm seeing visiting judges grant low bonds to repeat offenders. Those judges answer to no one, not even voters.
No, it'll never be the same. I'm just missing so much. It hurts so bad.
These individuals have been wreaking havoc across this country and are wanted by multiple agencies.
One of them, 21-year-old Javian Noel, should have been locked up or have higher bond amounts. Instead, the revolving door at the Harris County Criminal Courthouse freed him no matter what he did. 2 years ago, Noel was convicted of felony theft.
He was part of a catalytic converted theft organized crime ring.
In November of last year, Noel was charged with theft in Collin County.
So he's out on bond in Collin County. And then things really pick up in Harris County.
February of this year, Noel is charged with unlawfully carrying a weapon. Court documents state he's in possession of a firearm and a backpack with multiple loaded firearm magazines.
So he was a wanted fugitive in Collin County when he was given a bond in Harris County for the firearm charge.
And that's not the only bond he got in Harris County.
No. So now he's out on bond in Harris County. Meanwhile, he's still a wanted fugitive in Collin County.
August of this year, Noel is charged with having a prohibited weapon, a machine gun.
The bond isn't even higher. The bond is the same amount that he originally got in February, which was $10,000.
Less than a month later, September 14th, Noel and two others are now charged with capital murder in a mass shooting that happened at 4901 Laura Copy.
3 people end up dead, 8 people wounded.
These people were socializing, they were listening to music, and they were barbecuing. Quite frankly, they were doing nothing wrong and they were minding their own business.
One of those killed, 23-year-old Breon Stewart.
It was our world, you know. Breon was the easiest person to get along with. Breon didn't have any enemies.
This was done seemingly for no reason at all.
From my understanding, they was on their way getting ready to leave. That's how he ended up getting caught in the middle of that.
He's a menace to society, and we still put him back out here.
I don't understand how is that possible.
Noel is scheduled to be back before a judge this Friday. Now, the judge could deny him bond because of the capital murder charge. State law allows that. We'll see what happens.
He definitely doesn't need a bond. This is all crazy. Now, 21 years old, and he's committed all of these crimes. Who raised him? Where was the father in his life? I just have several questions. Were his parents gang members? I'm just wondering. This is all so crazy. The little stupid fool has thrown his whole life away at the age of 21, not to mention taking someone else's. This is all sad. And then shooting when people are outside just having a good time and enjoying themselves. And I'm pretty sure there were some kids and probably some elders too there. Okay, these people need to be off the streets. I don't care what race they are. This is all nefarious as far as I'm concerned. This is just what some idiots do. And it's just really disgusting as far as I'm concerned. And so with that all being said, let's continue because you know what? We need to talk about these relationships and the dynamics between men and women who have children together but are no longer together. Okay, we're not talking about married couples. We're talking about people who get together, have these children, and then things don't work out, and then somebody wants to act real stupid. Let's talk about it. Shall we start with Erica Mena? Because Safaree exposed her about 4 days ago. And Matt Hoffa, which I thought was interesting, had the nerve to drag Safaree for telling the truth about this woman. Now, we all know, we should know, that Erica Mena is so stupid. She's violent, she's argumentative, combative, and all of that. Not to mention, she spews racist rhetoric, okay, and calls people racial slurs. Let's not forget what she called Spice, a blue monkey. And then before that, she called 2 black promoters black monkeys. This is what she does. And this is a woman that has children that she should be trying to set an example for. And guess what? Her children are actually black. So I find it all very interesting. But let's get into it.
This woman text a naked picture of me to my mother and my sister because she wanted to let them know that, oh, you and your son, I'm pretty sure your son's not telling you what's really going on between us and all of this other nonsense. Okay. Me and you are still, having a relationship, and that's over with. Thank God that's over with. Like, I prayed about that, and there's absolutely nothing physical going on anymore. And you taking naked pictures and sending it to my mother and my sister to do what and prove what? My mother and my sister are the most least problematic people on earth. And it's like, that's the type of nonsense I have to deal with. I cannot ever pick up my kids in peace. Everything is just long and years. I don't say nothing. It's just so draining. Like everything about it. Like her own family is going after her for child support because she doesn't do anything to help her son. So then to try to make it seem like I'm some deadbeat and I'm not trying to be there for my kids, I would love to be there for my kids, but it would be nice for you to get out the way. But everything is just done off of spite and being malicious intent on the other end. Me, I don't move like that. I don't live like that. When I was filming Love and Hip Hop, Miami, and I had my kids here calling, oh, where the kids at? What they do? Oh, you better not be filming with the kids. Oh. First of all, I've never filmed with the kids ever by myself on Love and Hip Hop. They're not a part of my storyline. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not gonna be in the park pushing the kids, playing, oh yeah. Oh. Like, of course they wanted to see me film with them, but both parents have to sign off on that. Maji's room, ain't no deadbeat doing this. Deadbeats ain't doing this. My daughter's room is bigger than some adults' rooms. And it's just so insane to me how people just, oh yeah, you're a deadbeat. Yo, I would kill myself. I wouldn't make that up. I kind of just looked past certain things and thought that, maybe I could help and make things better. But when you aren't with somebody and it doesn't work out and the two of you are just like in a weird space and everything is a fight, especially in front of the kids, like I'm not gonna subject myself to that. My kids have never, ever seen me upset. My kids have never heard me yell.
You're dead to me. You're dead to me. Yeah, you are too. You is dead. You've been dead more than I need you. No. Before I need you. Remember that. Nice flow, Linda. Yeah, go ahead. You too, bitch. Go ahead. Go ahead. Two kids are gonna be miserable just like you. Oh, fuck all of y'all. Go ahead. Jerk off. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. All of y'all. Go ahead. All because of you. All because of you. All because of you.
I don't argue. That's just not in me. My original standing order for this child support and the visitation and all of that, everything, it originated from Georgia. We moved to Florida. When we moved to Florida, everything has to get transferred over. It just got transferred over like this week. So now I get to find out what this new setup is gonna be because I refuse to go to her house to pick up the kids. I refuse. I'm not. It's just too unstable, too unpredictable, and the only way I would do it is either a police precinct or if the kids are somewhere else and I'm picking them up from there. I would kill myself. I wouldn't make that up. I kind of just looked past certain things and thought that, maybe I could help and make things better. But when you aren't with somebody and it doesn't work out and the two of you are just like in a weird space and everything is a fight, especially in front of the kids, like I'm not gonna subject myself to that. My kids have never, ever seen me upset. My kids have never heard me yell.
Bitch, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. Yeah, you are too. You been dead. You've been dead more than I need you. No. Before I need you. Remember that. Nice flow, Linda. Yeah, go ahead. You too, bitch. Go ahead. Go ahead.
To parenting, you know, when you're with someone for 3 years and they have a child and you probably saw the child 3 to 4 times because the child was put off to go live with somebody else. You know, you kind of look past it when you don't have kids or you're not thinking about that. I never even was like, yo, why doesn't your son live here? And then when you finally get to have a conversation with the son and find out why, it's crazy. You know, imagine speaking to a child who's of age and knows what's going on. He's 16 years old. And he says, I would kill myself. I wouldn't make that up. I kind of just look.
Okay, all nefarious. Some of those clips were out of order. Sorry. But at the end of the day, her 16-year-old supposedly said that if he had to live with her, he'd take himself out. Okay? Now, I see some of you all going in on Safaree saying he picked her. Well, he absolutely did. He did know that Erica was toxic. I mean, he had to have known. We all knew. We've seen her on television acting a whole fool. But here's the thing. At the same time, we know that Safaree knew. Let's not act like some people get in relationships with people and these people pull the wool over their eyes and act like they're so nice and sweet and like they're such a good person. And so you don't think that, you know, this person's going to turn on you should the relationship end. Okay, please pay attention. Right at the end of the day, anybody can hide the truth of who they are, or anybody can change when things don't go their way. And that's what happens very often in these relationships. Jay Gray said, Queen, I haven't been getting your notifications. Honey, I'm sorry. Blame it on ScrewTube. Okay, that's how they do. I can't control it, beloved. I absolutely can't control it. Now, with that all being said, Yvonne said, yes, Queen, okay? Because do you guys have the same energy? Do y'all say the same things when we have these no good mothers? I have questions. Do y'all say the same thing when we have these no good mothers? Because there's a whole lot of no good mothers out here. There's a whole lot of no good mothers. And what do? Well, they hold the children, you know, as hostages, okay, from the fathers. This is what they do. I mean, they do all sorts of nefarious, vindictive things. And what I happen to see when I read the comments on pages on social media, you know, these women, specifically Black women, they'll condone it. They make up excuses. I remember being so ticked off and annoyed when there was a woman who didn't want to raise her own darn child. The child was about a year old. She's telling the father, take him with you. I don't want him anymore. You can keep him. I told you I didn't want kids. Well, girl, you had the child. And she's like, I want to be able to go out of town. I want to be able to live my best life. And I have to keep the child and this and that. And your mother hardly helps me. First of all, his mother's not obligated to help you. His mother's not obligated to babysit that child, and neither is your mother. At the end of the day, a lot of these women just do a whole bunch of stupid, ignorant BS. If you don't want children, then don't have them. Don't get pregnant. That's what you shouldn't do. Okay? They don't want to sit here and get upset because the father of the child gives them money for the child, but not money for themselves. They think if the father's living in a big fancy house, they should be living in a big fancy house. Well, guess what? If you want to live in a big fancy house, go buy you one, just like the father did. He don't know you anything. Only thing he owes is to his child. I'm so sick of these gold-digging women who want child support so they can go get wigs, weaves, and nails and eyebrows done and all of that and outfits for the club on Saturday night, but they don't want to take care of their children. And when they spend up the money on foolishness, then they want to come crying to the father, oh, the baby needs this, the baby needs that. That's what a lot of these women do. Trust me, I've seen them, okay? Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Let's not act like it's all men, because some of these women are low down dogs too, as far as I'm concerned, and clearly deadbeat. Okay, so let's talk about it, because there is a case where a father went and purchased groceries for this witch because she said she needed them. Now, I'm sorry. If I ever called a man and said, hey, I need groceries, can you send me some money? And then he brings the groceries, why would I be angry and say, why'd you bring me groceries? You should have sent me the money. That would just say to me, when I hear stuff like that, that just says to me that your ass didn't need no money for groceries. You wanted that money to go buy you a wig or something, honey. Sit down somewhere is all I'm saying. Now let's get into it because y'all have got to see this. I mean, talking all the trash about this man because he bought groceries. Are you serious? This is what some of these witches do.
I had put a post up bragging about her dad, but I told him I needed some money for some groceries, and he decided to deliver the stuff, pick what he want to pick, and have it delivered himself. Come here, come back here. You come back here. Leave him alone. Come back here. He, instead of sending me the money, he then had the groceries delivered. You don't know what my kids want. You don't know what my kids like. That's me. You buying stuff off of what you like, and because I told him, I needed tissue and I was out and I needed some groceries, and he done went shopping online and had some groceries delivered. That ain't what I wanted. I wanted you to send me the money so I could shop my own self. So me and my kids could eat what we want to eat, not what you want, the stuff you like. This was.
First of all, my thing is this. You're a sorry arse mother if you can't buy groceries for your kids. That's what you are. Okay? That's what you are. You're a sorry arse mother if you can't buy food for your kids. I'm sorry, please make it all make sense. At the end of the day, and some of these mothers have another Negro laying up in their house, another man. It doesn't just have to be black women, but any of these women. Some of them have other men laid up in their house, not paying any bills, won't even take out the trash. And then they have the nerve to call the father of the children complaining about he didn't give them enough money. Oh, I need groceries. I need this and that. But you got somebody laying up in there. Now, I'm not saying that person laying up in there is supposed to take care of your kids because that is the biological father's job and responsibility. But at the end of the day, if you're struggling to the point that you can't pay for groceries, don't you think if he's laying up in your house eating groceries and drinking up your kids' little Capri Suns and all that, eating up their frosted flakes, that he should probably give you just a few coins? I mean, I just have questions. But hey, that's just me. And then some of these women are no good because their mothers are no good. Let's talk about no good deadbeat grandmas. Please pay attention.
I don't care if you got that damn phone or not.
I'm just trying to see my son.
You were just trying to see nothing. My whole thing is I don't know why she told you to come over here anyway.
Cause that's my son. She
I don't
ain't gotta
care.
tell
You
me.
could go and see him over her house. You didn't come over here. He called me and tell me you was about to pick him up.
Look, you ain't his mama. You don't got no say so over where he can and cannot.
I do gotta say so because all while your ass was locked up in jail,
look,
I was to help taking care of him.
You ain't got nothing to do with my case, and you shouldn't be speaking on it.
It don't matter. You're not about to just come beat him for me. Shit, you won't.
That's my son.
If Tanya wants you to come get him, she can come get him.
Come here, son. Come here. You see this?
That's right. Shit, he know who been in his life.
You see how they got him? They'd have probably told him to do that.
They ain't tell him nothing. Shit, he don't know you. That's the problem.
He do.
He
know
don't
me.
know you.
He know.
Listen. You ain't have
you
to
know
come over
he my
here.
son.
You should be leaving because you're not about to get him.
What?
You're not
Man,
about to
come
get
on
him.
now. Tell me. Give me one
You're
reason
not
why.
about to
You
get
don't
him.
even know me like that for real.
I do know you.
All you know is I went to jail.
Know.
That's you don't know nothing about
I
me.
do know you. I ain't never like your ass.
You ain't gotta like me.
You.
You ain't gotta like me. I ain't dating you. I was dating your daughter.
It don't matter. And you was no good for it. That's why your ass was locked up.
That's my son, though.
You don't listen. I can't tell. You ain't stopped doing shit. That's why your ass ended up in jail.
And look at the cars. Like I can't do nothing if you. How I'm gonna do something?
Go ahead.
How I'm gonna do something?
You better be happy I let you in here to see him. Okay, so what you gonna do?
You see how they got him acting? He don't even want to look at me.
He don't know you.
Yes, he do.
He don't know you.
Yes, he do.
He don't know your ass.
Son. See, he know me.
He don't know you.
Yes, he do. That's my son.
Oh my gosh. What you gonna do?
Hey, I ain't gonna
You ain't about to take
look.
him nowhere. I'll
That's
tell you
my
that.
son. He
You
gonna
ain't
come
about
with
to take
me.
him nowhere.
She told
You
me
ain't
to
about
come
to-
over here and get him. How you gonna tell me I
Say
can't?
it again. You ain't about to take him nowhere. Tell him he ain't gonna take you nowhere.
Man, that's
Tell him that.
sad.
So you
That's
ain't gonna take me
crazy,
nowhere.
man.
Now look at how this witch is sitting there teaching the child to disrespect his own father. She's telling him to disrespect his own father. And then she's bringing up that he was in jail in front of the child. She didn't have to do all that. She didn't have to do all of that, but she's doing it because she said she didn't like him in the first place. Well, it's not up to her to like him. And if you don't like him, that's still his son. And another thing is, she's saying the baby doesn't know him. Well, maybe you should let the child get to know him. Clearly, that's what he's trying to do, fool. Can't stand women like this. It really irks my darn nerves. I'm sorry, it's true.
Shit. I don't know what you thought.
Man, this going straight on social media.
I don't
man.
care where to go. You won't be taking my grandson nowhere. He don't know you. Shit, he know my man better than he know his own damn daddy. That's it. Get up there,
Man,
man.
I've been in jail. What was I supposed to do? Break out of jail?
Not
Can't
go
get
to
him?
jail. How about that?
Look,
Put
you
him
ain't got.
first.
You don't know my situation.
Put him
Don't speak on
first.
my
It
situation.
don't matter. It don't matter. Put him first. You chose your.
He
you
first
chose
now.
the
I'm
street.
trying to put him first now, but you won't let me
chose the
though.
street over your own son. So
But look
ain't
who's
shit.
stopping me now.
Okay, and
Well,
that's
look
for
who's
his
stopping me now.
well-being. That's for his well-being.
How you gonna tell me
Coming
my
here with
son
cardies
well-being?
and all that kind of stuff. Shit, did you buy him something?
He can have these cardies off my face.
Hey, did you buy him something?
He can
He ain't
have
bought
these
him a
off my
damn
face.
thing.
He can have
He
them.
go. He don't need those glasses. He gonna do some glasses. You saw it. Cool.
Man, you talking all
All right,
that
look, you
extra,
can spend
man.
time with him right here, but you ain't
Come
taking
on,
him out
son.
these doors.
You gonna come with me? This is ridiculous, man.
Yeah, ridiculous my ass.
Nah.
Ridiculous my
It's
ass.
gonna be different next time you see me for real.
It sure ain't. It sure ain't. Because
You probably
anytime you
not
over
even
here,
seen
but
it. I'm just
now you
gonna
better
leave
go
with
over to Tanya's house and see him. Don't bring your ass
I ain't
over
gotta
here.
ask you. Who
Don't
gotta
bring
what
your
I gotta
ass over
ask you
here.
for?
This is my house.
That's not your baby though.
He here in my house. You better be happy.
Okay.
You better be happy that
I never disrespected you and said I wasn't happy that you did all that.
Mean? You
But
disrespecting
you
my daughter. That's
disrespecting me.
disrespecting me.
Nah, I ain't never disrespected.
Got your ass locked up soon as she got damn pregnant. Man, you better go ahead on this boy don't know you. It ain't gonna know you. Not if I had anything to do with it. Enjoy this day, because you won't be seeing him over here.
Yeah, when it's recorded too. You
I
can listen
don't give
back to
a
that.
damn.
That is cold-blooded. She is so out of order. She said, and you ain't gonna get to know him. That's a low-down bitch, okay? She doesn't want him to have anything to do with his own child. Now, this is because she doesn't like him. She doesn't care about the child. When people do stuff like this, they're just being selfish. They're just being low down and selfish. That's a sad thing right there. I'm telling you, this is so sad. But please pay attention to this video, because when you guys be asking who raised them, well, moms like this. Please pay attention. This is who raised them. When you see these thugs out here carjacking you, trying to steal what you got, what you paid and worked hard for, I like the one we just showed in the video previously, at the end of the day, these are the people that are raising them. This kind of mother right here. Please pay attention.
Every time he go with you somewhere. What's going on?
It's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. Hold on, hold on.
Come on.
It's not a problem. Every time he come with me and I chastise him about something, he want to get in his feelings and shoot you a text message.
Okay.
He want to go back home.
All right. But the thing is, you run your house like a boot camp. That's why your other kids ain't happy there.
No,
He's not used to that.
I run my house with structure and discipline. That's what I run my household with. I'm not saying that you're not doing a good job of that, but that's what I run my house with. And when he get in his feelings, he want to come home because I chastise him.
Right. But he don't do that there. I do everything here. I clean his room. I do the dishes. I clean up. He don't do that. That's why he don't ever want to be there. He don't want to be at your house because you run that shit.
Y'all listening to this ignorant? She said that she does everything in her house. He doesn't have to. She washes the dishes. She cleans up. She does all of this. Let me tell you something. The problem with that is when this young child grows up, he will not know how to be a man and function on his own independently. He won't know how to do any of these things because she's doing it for him. He'll be feeling entitled. This is what creates misogyny. You see, this is what makes some men grow up to think that women are supposed to wait on them hand and foot, or that they don't have to do anything, and that a woman's place is in the kitchen. That's where that mentality comes from. I want you all to pay attention, because the mother is the first teacher. Now, if the mother who's raising this child, who's the custodial parent, is sitting there saying this child doesn't have to do any work, he doesn't have to clean his room, take out the trash, cut the grass, he doesn't have to do any of those things. And then he goes to the father's house and the father gives him responsibilities and chores and tries to instill discipline in him because his father knows that in real life, we all have responsibilities when we become adults. There's nobody there to do everything for you unless you're just rich and you have maids and all of that. But clearly he won't because his mother's not teaching him the right values and not teaching him to be responsible. So this is all real ignorant. But let's continue.
That shit like a fucking boot
You
camp, man.
can't be serious. How you gonna raise a young man like that? He ain't gonna be able to know how to fend for himself. Cook, clean, mow the grass. He ain't gonna be able to do none of that shit.
He can do
Change
other
the tire.
stuff. He can do other stuff.
Who's teaching him?
I'm teaching him.
How you?
He still got to learn how to be compassionate towards others and be nice to others.
Listen,
You're doing too much on him,
I'm
man.
not doing too much. You raising this boy to be too goddamn soft, man.
What you mean by soft?
Look, at the rate he gonna end up being a felon on the street, a fucking mama's boy don't nobody want, or you gonna end up being gay. One of the three.
Okay, but you already have a son that's gay.
But I didn't raise him. But that's just my opinion.
So you saying I'm raising him, I'm turning him to be out to be gay.
That's not what I'm saying. See, you trying to change the whole narrative. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about me disciplining my son and you not being an interference. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, look though, that's not how I discipline though.
He could be
you
whatever
too hard on.
he could be. He could be whatever he want to be. Let's get that straight.
Okay.
He can
But
be
you
whatever he
too
want.
hard on him. You too hard on him.
I'm supposed to be hard on them. That's wrong with these kids.
Why you
now.
think your other kids don't want to come? You too hard on them, man. That's too much. Let them be a kid.
So I got to be the fall guy because I want to be hard on my kids to make sure they turn out right, better than I did.
Look,
If
come
they-
on,
that- that's a-
come on, baby, come on, get out the car.
Oh my gosh,
Come on.
man, that's the whole.
Come on, come on.
Really,
Come on,
son?
Come on, mama take care of you. I'll take you shopping later on, okay?
See what I'm talking about? That's the type of shit I'm talking about. That type shit.
Man, Jaquez, go on. We don't need that shit. Go on. Go on about your business, man. We don't need that.
Really?
Because the thing is this, at the end of the day, I take care of them. All I asked you to do was to step in and give them
That's
talking
look,
to.
that's all I'm
Just
doing.
talk
That's
to
my
him.
son, man. That's all I'm trying to do is
Just
be there for him and raise
talk
him
to
right.
him. You don't got to discipline and yell at
Listen,
him out.
I ain't had my father in my life, okay? So I know what it feels like, but I need to raise him and discipline him and show him the right way, better than I did. You feel?
No, I don't agree with you on that part. I don't agree with you on that
You
part.
can't be serious, man. That's bullshit, man.
Man, just go on and go. I'll take care of my son from here. We
I
don't
don't
need
want
you.
no-
We don't
okay.
need you. We good.
Hey, keep that same energy when you need some money now.
All right.
All right.
And that's absolutely pathetic, okay? That is absolutely pathetic. But let's go to the next one because these mothers, some of them are a trip.
$26. You know what kept me away from him? My mom told me that my dad said I was a mistake and kept me away from my father. Every time, this been looking for me since I was a kid.
Yeah.
He's been looking for me. I finally talked to my dad. He's a good dude. My mom told me my dad has not paid child support since I was a kid. I finally meet this. He has envelopes full of shit proof showing he been paying child support.
The sad reality is I've had that same conversation with some of my students about how their mother lied to them, how they told them a story for them to believe and knew that they would believe it because mommy's telling me the story. Because it's my mom, why would she lie to me? The hurt in his voice to go 26 years hating a man who was out there trying to find you and doing what he can do financially, even though he don't know where you are. That's the reality. Women love to paint this picture about men, it's one-sided because there's this image about Black fathers that they are not good fathers and they just abandon their kids and they don't take care of their kids. But that is a programming image that mothers get to use because everybody has said it. So why would another Black boy not believe it? Why would I not believe it? Because my friends' fathers aren't there. So of course my dad had to leave. Not knowing that my mom is a liar and a manipulator. And she didn't care about how I felt, what I needed. All she was worried about was what she wanted. And because his daddy didn't want to be with her, she said, well, forget you. You're not going to be in your child's life. A very selfish act that many, many mothers do. It didn't work out with you and him. He didn't want you. You should have chose a man who was committed to you and wanted you. Didn't you end up getting pregnant? It didn't work out. But instead of taking accountability and being a woman and being an adult, number one, and putting your children's needs first, she chose her own. And look who suffers. That child. That grown man who has to heal and then go out here and try to be productive in his community with all this. To find this out at 26 years old. But I've had that conversation. I've sat down and watched a child sit in my face and tell me how his mom lied to him. I had a parent actually one time call me about his daughter saying, just basically, like, I'm her father. Last time I knew, they were they were living somewhere. They moved away. I don't know if it's true or not. Can you confirm? And I said, I can't confirm or deny that. I cannot confirm for safety reason if that child attends this school. But that was his story. I have a child. This was her name. I was told that she goes to this school. I don't know where they've been. It's been years. I'm just trying to find out if this is my daughter there because her mom left. This happens. This happens so often. So we have to stop listening to one side of things because children are suffering, because we as women are emotional and we are selfish.
It's all true. Now, Sierra says, and I hate when people say, why don't they fight to see their kids? No, why do they have to fight for their own kids? Exactly, because here's the thing with that. Sometimes these fathers do fight for their kids, but the mothers being so vindictive and bitter, they'll sit up there and make up lies. There's women who will literally lie and say the father is doing something to their kids. And y'all know what I'm talking about. SA and the kids, just lying. And they will coach the kids to go further and tell this story in court. And then it comes out later. This is what some of these women do. It's absolutely deplorable. Okay. And then lying to your child like the father doesn't want them. This man's father told him the mother said the father said he was a mistake to make him think that the father never wanted anything to do with him. It's all so sad. It is all so sad.
And don't you ever in your life have my daughter sitting in your uncle's lap again, dude.
First of all, don't you ever in your motherfucking life come at me like that.
What you mean, dude?
You
You heard what she said, man.
Don't sit down, that's your uncle.
What you mean that's her? Listen, don't let my listen. Don't
Okay,
let
we
my
always
daughter
sitting
sit
the
on
fuck
no
right
man
there.
lap.
What is you on?
Don't let my daughter sit on no man lap. What is your problem?
Oh
man?
no, what the fuck is you on with me and my uncle? Why is you over sexualizing that
That's my
shit?
daughter.
We
dude.
all sitting right there. Like, what
Listen,
the fuck is you on?
she's a girl. She shouldn't be sitting on no man lap. What are you talking about?
You is tripping, man, for real.
How am I tripping, dude? I don't play that. I'm a
Because
daddy. I
that
don't
shit
play
is
that,
crazy
man.
as the motherfucker.
I don't play that, dude. Seriously, dude, I do not play that, dude. For real, dude. Don't let that shit happen again. I don't see how. Why can't you understand? Why can't you see it how I see it? Dude?
Okay, and why the fuck is you talking to me like that though?
Because
that shit wild as a
you let
bitch.
my daughter sit on another man's lap.
Okay, but
Uncle,
what
now,
the
I don't
fuck?
give a fuck.
Okay, but okay, I'm not your motherfucking child though.
Listen, don't let it happen
Quit
again.
talking to me
all right?
like
I'm
you
not,
lost your
listen, she
motherfucking
already
mind.
said she felt uncomfortable. You're not gonna listen to your daughter? You're not gonna listen to her? That's what I'm saying, dude. That shit pissing me off, man. I ain't got time for this, dude.
Now, let me tell you all something about that situation. It wasn't the fact that he was over sexualizing the situation. He was upset because the daughter came to him and told him that she sat on the uncle's lap, that her mother told her to, and that she felt uncomfortable. Now, if your child is telling you she feels uncomfortable, why are you allowing this to happen? Okay, but I want you all to see this because the father had a very valid reason for being upset. You see, when I was a child, we were never to sit on any grown man's lap. Who does that? It's little girls. Okay, it doesn't matter. If it's your father, that's one thing, but somebody else outside of that, I'm sorry, not happening.
Hurry up, bro. I'm the reason. I ain't got nothing to do with you.
You didn't stop bringing Uncle Tony around. I told you to stop bringing him around.
Stop bringing my brother up to my Uncle Tony, bro.
I told you to stop bringing him around.
What you trying to say? What you trying to say? Man, hurry up. I'm gonna call your mama.
He's
Hurry
the
up
one who
and wrap
talked.
this shit up.
He's the one who talked.
Hurry up and wrap this shit up.
Now, in this case, listen to this father who's so foolish. He doesn't want to hear it when his own daughter is telling him that his brother, her uncle, has been doing things to her. You see why that man didn't want his daughter sitting in the uncle's lap, especially when she said that she felt uncomfortable doing so? And that's the thing. A lot of these women A lot of people who look like me in general will sometimes just cover up things that are going on in the household or within the family. They have these uncles or cousins who are doing things to their children and they don't want to call it out. They just want to sweep it under the rug and act as though it's not happening.
So you can go.
How do you think
so
I
you
know
can
what
go.
sex is?
So you
Uncle
can go.
Tony taught
So
me
you
what
can
sex
go.
was.
So you can go. I'm not doing this no more, bro.
Uncle Tony
You
taught
going
me
with
what
your
sex
mama.
was.
Going with your mama,
I
bro.
can't go with my mom.
She
You know she
can, bro.
doesn't want me with her.
That's on you and her, bro. But I can't do this no more. So what you gonna do, bro?
I don't
You
want to
have to
be
go
her.
to the
She
shelter or
keeps. She
something,
wants
bro.
to fight me over her boyfriend. I don't even like. No, I'm not going.
Bro, you don't have to go to a shelter then.
I feel sorry. I feel so sorry for this poor child. She has been molested with an M by her uncle, apparently. The father doesn't even seem empathetic and is, in fact, putting her out rather than checking his brother. Then she says her mother doesn't want her there because she argues and wants to fight her over her boyfriend. Like this child, this is just really sad. But let's continue.
Yeah, bro. Put all these clothes in the bag, bro, and get the stepper, bro, before I start dragging this shit out, bro. Before I start dragging this shit out, bro. Come on. Come on. You got to go. You're not lying, bro. You got to go. You got to go. Fuck out. Bye. I'm not doing it no more. Bye. Bro, I'm not doing this shit again, bro. You just turned 14 and you on your second baby, bro. Talking about you 3 months pregnant, you just not telling me this, man. Hurry up, put all these clothes. Hurry up, put all these clothes in the bag, bro.
14 years old and pregnant again? 14 years old and pregnant again. Likely by his brother. Pretty Wing said he's protecting his brother, not his child. Yes, this is what some of these ignorant parents do, unfortunately. I feel so sorry for that poor child. This is all so sad and clearly nefarious.
I guess I'm very confused why you're withholding visitation and thinking it's okay. So how, because Ms. Kamba, who has decided that he broke the no contact order, a court or you?
No contact order says he's not allowed to contact me or the child.
What? There is not a no contact order that says he can't contact the child. Why are you withholding the child from supervised visitation?
Because he broke the no contact order.
You can't just take matters into your own hands and say, because I don't like something he did, I'm now not going to follow a court order. That's not what you do.
So he doesn't get to get punished for anything he does.
Ma'am, you believe you can withhold supervised visitation because you believe he came in contact with you and or the child. Is that what you're telling me?
I guess so.
Okay. You must go back to the parenting plan that is in place. You cannot choose to withhold the child because you feel something went wrong. The parenting plan in place with supervised visitation needs to be followed. I have no choice but to find that you are willfully refusing to follow a parenting plan.
Now, she was held in contempt, but if you ask me, she should have been put in jail. They should lock them up for doing such ignorance. I'm sorry, it's true. Lock them up and throw them in jail. They lock the fathers up, throw them in jail when they don't pay child support. Please pay attention. What's good for the goose is always going to be good for the gander in my book.
Caseworker who has any involvement in the family court is aware that one of the most devastating issues we face is that of parental alienation. The definition of alienation is to make hostile where previous friendship had existed. Experts have devoted considerable scholarship and research to this topic because it is one of the most difficult problems to address. Parents alienate their children from the other parent by aligning with them, sharing information which is often biased and untrue with the children for the sole purpose of having the child reject the other parent. The judicial system has very few tools to fix this problem, especially with adolescents who are taking positions based on the emotional burden placed on them by a parent. To say that they want to see one parent would place them in direct opposition to the other parent who has convinced them that that is made so they could be put in a setting.
Now, Now, basically, she went on to say that the children need to be placed in a setting where they will not be emotionally manipulated, because that's all it is. Emotional manipulation, and then lying to the child, trying to make them feel as though the father doesn't want them. And some fathers do the same thing when they have they're the custodial guardian of their children. Some of the fathers will do the same thing and tell the children that the mothers don't want them. Okay? And even if these things are true, don't tell a child that. Why would you want the child to feel like they've been abandoned by the other parent? Okay, at the end of the day, it's just all so crazy. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
The moms who withhold their children from the dads who want to be there. To you ladies, again, for the women who withhold their children from the fathers who want to be there, shame on you. There are plenty of men who are begging, almost pleading with the court system, with them, to see their children. And you're withholding a child from their father.
Because of your feelings and because you're freaking a psycho.
And you can't let go of the fact that that man don't want to be with you. That is not your child's fault. That man wanted to let that thing go. Let your child have their father and support them, whether it kills you or not inside. As long as your child's safe, he's fed, he comes, or he or she comes back clothed. There, you know what I mean?
But why would you want to be with someone that don't want you?
It's so fun.
And you know, the thing is this, some of these women absolutely will withhold the child from the father because the father doesn't want anything else to do with them. But also, some of these men will alienate their children and not want to have anything to do with the children because the mothers don't want to be with them. And these people on both sides are sick. Okay? If you're so in your feelings and emotions that you don't want your child to have anything to do with the other parent just because they don't want anything to do with you, that's ridiculous. Okay? And like I said, men do the same thing sometimes. And just also saying they wonder why the households are just being ruined these days.
When I hear a bitch complain about her baby daddy, I don't want to hear it. I shut that shit down completely. I don't want to hear he a bum, he this, he don't do for. I just looking at your ass dumb. So you decided to lay down and have a baby by a bum? You decided to lay down with a man who not gonna do nothing for his kid? Like, trying to sit here and talk shit about him and think I'm gonna agree with you? Shut that shit the fuck up. He cracked. Not only did he crush, he put a whole baby in you and you let him and you proceed to push the fucking baby out. And you want to sit here and vent to me and tell me how he ain't shit? No, you ain't shit. You ain't shit because you don't know how to pick the right man. You ain't shit because you chose to lay down with a nigga who ain't gonna do for his own kid, his own seed that he created out his own. You hear me? Like, what? I do not be hearing that shit. And don't be sitting around letting a female vent to you about her nigga ain't shit. He this, he that. Oh, baby, that. I hate a fucking complaining ass baby mama. Like, shut the fuck. You knew what the fuck you signed up before you signed up for it. So don't think you finna cuck my ass and here I'm finna, oh yeah, he right, he ain't shit. You want me to do that for you? Oh, it ain't finna happen. I don't want to. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. You laid down, you did that, you knew what it was when you did it, and you ain't finna complain to me about it, bro. That shit lame as hell. Y'all be disrespectful as fuck, and you a lame nigga for saying that and letting her vent to you about a broke nigga that she had a baby with.
Ain't no lies detected. No lies detected. Don't come crying to me about it because you already knew this person 9 times out of 10. You knew what they were all about, just like Safaree knew Erica Mena was clearly toxic and nefarious before he had
the dad
children.
wants shared custody and mom fights against it. I think every other weekend is enough. I just got done with a case. Probably this woman is one of the biggest hypocrites I've ever litigated against. And judge gave dad custody. She moved from Alabama to Georgia to destroy any chance of sharing custody with him. She takes the kids, she moves them across state lines, enrolls them in school, doesn't even talk to my client. Well, we litigated the heck out of this case. Well, the judge just understood because of the distance, a 50-50 was not plausible, right? Because of school. So guess who got custody? We did. Everything that she did ended up working against her because it's very important. When I tell my clients when they come in, I don't care what she does. We do what's right. We do the right thing. We don't give them anything to use against us. And your kids are going to see that. One day they will look back and they will see, even though mom did this, dad still did the right thing. It worked out well for us. It is a lot more work litigating for dads. I feel like, and the lawyers that work with me feel like, We have to do, I'm not joking, 10 times the work to get a fair result.
And that's the fact. It's absolutely true. Okay, please pay attention. But let's continue. Now, this is a case of a father whose mother or whose baby mom wants to move to Florida with the child, and he doesn't want her to.
Because I'm trying to get my child support reduction.
Okay. All right. Based on what? Like, what's going on?
Well, I currently pay $880 a month for child support.
Okay.
I also pay $362 for health insurance. And I see my kids every maybe like 4 times a week.
Okay.
I see them pretty often. And she's trying to take my kids and move off to Florida.
Okay.
And Yana, I'm not going for that.
All right. Did she tell you why she was trying to move to Florida?
Because she just want to live her best life.
She said that?
That's what it is. She want to go to the beach, drink coconut balls or whatever they have out there in Florida, and just have her best life.
Okay, wait a minute. So did she actually tell you that, or you interpreting her as living her best life?
Yana, why would anybody else want to move to Florida? That's Paradise City.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to move too, but I can't go.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I got to work. So could it be for a job?
You know, Yana, I haven't asked, because when she told me that she wanted to move to Florida, I got so upset about the fact of losing my kids that I was like, are you moving to Florida for like vacation time, or just so you can live your best life, or because we in Texas? I'm in Texas. I'm a good dad.
So what did she say to that when you said, are you trying to move to Florida to live your best life?
She said, yo, you shouldn't have messed up.
What did you do?
It's a long story, Yana. I could tell you how we split up, but I kind of messed up.
Well, I have time. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. I didn't even realize you had gum in your mouth till you start smiling. You know, I don't allow gum chewing in here.
I'm sorry, Yana.
Oh, it's okay. You can just put it to your back of your throat. I'm not gonna tell you to swallow it. I don't think that's really healthy.
Yes, ma'am.
But I have time for the story when you're ready. After you.
It's to the back right now, Yana. No more chewing for me.
Okay.
So
continue.
Long story short, I met this lady our freshman year of college.
Okay.
And we were in class, and she was sitting in the front, I was sitting in the back.
Now I want you all to pay attention, because this judge is messy and nosy. Please pay attention.
And I saw her and I said, man, I'm gonna have to put my bid in as soon as class is over.
Bid, that's what they call it.
Yeah,
okay.
we call it put your bid in. Because
All
I'm
right.
sure there's other people that put their bid in too. So if I got the highest bid, of course I'm a getter, you know.
Oh, so you subcontracting these things now?
I was, yeah. At that time I was subcontracting, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Right.
Keep going.
So I saw her in the hall and I came to her and my bid won. And we was together for years, Your Honor. We were together for years. We have 2 kids. We have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Okay.
Throughout the time. And as life just went on, we just started kind of fading, Your Honor. I'm a coach. I'm a football coach at a college.
Okay.
And one of the cheerleading coaches kept hitting on me. And I kept rejecting her.
So you put a bid on her too?
She put the bid on me, Your Honor. Yeah, she put the bid on me. So I gave in to that bid. She had a high bid. And at the time, my lady, she wasn't putting in no more bids on me. She wasn't cooking me dinner. She wasn't massaging me like she used to. She wouldn't even let me watch sports on Sundays, Your Honor, because she wanted to watch The Bachelor. So it just wasn't working. And I gave in to what was going on, and I messed up. She saw my phone. She saw that I was with her a few times, and she left me, Your Honor.
Okay.
She left me.
That was a very colorful story. It's very interesting. I hear the word bid. I think about someone, you know, trying to do construction on my home. So it's just interesting hearing you use that term referring to relationships. Okay, so you don't want her to move to Florida.
No, ma'am.
All right. And you want your child support reduced as a result. If she does move, or do you just want it reduced just because?
I just want it reduced just because.
Okay, got it.
I feel like I know dudes that don't see their kids ever and they not on child support. I see my kids multiple times through the week and I'm paying $880 a month.
Okay.
Fair enough. I believe I have majority of.
First of all, $800 a month is not a lot when you have multiple kids. He's not talking about one child here, sir. Okay, I'm sorry. She doesn't need to move to Florida and take the kids away. But why does he need a reduction? Now, she clearly has more than one child, and $800 a month for multiple children, that's not a lot.
Of what I needed. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted me to know before I move over to her?
No, that's about it, Your Honor. That's
Okay.
about it.
All right. All right. Ma'am, and give me your last name.
It's Adams with two D's.
Adams with two D's. Okay. All right. Mrs. Adams or Miss Adams.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Adams. So tell me about this story that he told. He actually, you won the bid, or he won the bid.
Well, I think that tells you everything you need to know about his view of relationships is very transactional.
Oh yeah, that's the word I was looking for. That's it, transactional.
Yeah, it's very much I do this and you do that, and I think the fact that he didn't even bother to mention our children's names should tell you everything about our relationship.
Well, he told me the ages.
Yeah, well, that's great. Robert and Madison, that's with a Y.
But she ain't asked for the kid.
Okay, yeah, I get
Oh.
it. Anyway, so going back to, evidently I'm just going to Florida for a permanent vacation. I'm actually going for a job.
All right.
So what's that job?
Robert, and I'm going to be a marine biologist.
So when this dream come apart? Because you ain't had this dream when we met.
See, exactly. Do you ever listen?
Miss Adams, Miss Adams, I need you to talk directly to me, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Morris, I've given you an opportunity to speak. Let me hear what she has.
Let me tell you all something. I'm willing to bet money she's not going there to be no darn marine biologist. Please pay attention.
To say.
You're right,
And
Judge, I'm
people
sorry.
can change dreams. I mean, depending on how long you guys have been apart, a lot could have changed in her life.
It's just she taking my kids, Judge. It's
Okay,
just-
well, let's hear what she has to say.
You're right. You're right.
She said marine biologist, right?
Yes.
That sounds like a really good job. And I want to hear about it. See how much money she makes.
She
all
just
right?
having random dreams, Judge, but it's all
Okay,
good.
that's great, but I need to see how much money she's making.
Right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
All
sorry.
right.
Yeah, less talking, more listening.
And you do the same thing. All right. Now, continue.
Jesus.
So I'm taking the kids to Florida because I have a greater job opportunity.
Okay.
And, it's so interesting to me that he says that he sees the kids 4 times a week. I guess he's talking about maybe a FaceTime call or seeing them on his phone screen, because I certainly don't see him picking up the kids and taking them to the doctor and cleaning up vomit in the middle of the night. So it's great that he thinks that that he's paying for the right to see his kids, and that there are people who don't pay child support and who see their kids a whole lot, Judge. That tells you everything you need to know about the transactional nature of relationships. To Mr. Morris. So look, the fact of the matter is, I guess he doesn't realize that his children are going to need to eat, whether they live in Texas or they live in Florida. And
That's true.
And they're going to need new tennis shoes and new clothes. And I guess he just thinks that money goes on trees, or that kids just eat for free. It's not how it works. This isn't TGI Fridays. So the cost of living is going to be higher in Florida.
All right. What are we looking at?
So my rent is going up from $2,000 a month to $2,800 a month.
Okay.
Because I have to have a 3-bedroom, because Robert and Madison need their own bedrooms. And of course, I have to pay for flood insurance and other things like that.
Okay. All right. And you mentioned food.
Yeah. So the kids eat organic.
Okay.
And they're vegan.
And so my grocery bill for them is already close to $800 a month.
Okay.
So his opinion that $880 is too much for the kids is wrong. It is a wrong opinion because your children deserve the nutrition they need to grow up big and healthy and strong so they can be college athletes like you want them to.
Okay, so Miss Adams, you said that your rent is going up $800.
Yeah.
You have to pay flood insurance. The children's diet, they eat organic food and they're vegan. Okay, so are you using the child support for flood insurance and rent too, or are you using it to feed the kids? I just want to make sure I'm clear on what it is that you're saying in regards to his request to get a reduction.
Yes, Your Honor. So the thing is that if I was living in a 1-bedroom because I was by myself, my rent would be a lot lower.
All right.
But I have to get a 3-bedroom because I have a boy and a girl, and I don't want them sleeping in the same bedroom.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I have to get a 3-bedroom, and so it's not just that. It's my electric bill. It's cell phones because our 5-year-old has a cell phone. So now I have to make sure that we've got her a phone line so you can talk to her dad so he can see her 4 times a week on FaceTime. Restriction, so it's technically lifted, Your Honor.
Okay, and technically is what you said, but is that what your court order says?
Well, the court order says Dallas and contiguous counties, and he moved like a mile on the other side of the Ellis County line.
Okay, and I do have a copy of your court order here, and it doesn't mention that it's automatically lifted.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I was just thinking it was the one that.
O is right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
O
Thank
is
you.
right. What?
I'm sorry.
O is right. Because you can't just leave. You can't just do that. You actually have to ask permission to modify this order like he did.
Well, can I modify the order to move to Florida?
Did you file anything for today?
I mean,
it's a yes or no.
No.
Okay. So you're moving without asking the court, can you move? And dad is still living here.
Well, I guess I just didn't understand the way the order was written because I had heard that if he moved outside of where it said, then I could move out.
Who did you hear that from? Did you Google? You did one of those Google searches? One of the Google lawyers told you that?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay. Because they told you wrong, and that's the problem with Googling everything. You should have actually consulted with an attorney who would have interpreted this order properly to you. You can't just move. So let me tell you what we're going to do, because I think this is the fair thing to do. Regardless to whether you say his visits are inconsistent, he say they're consistent, the reality of it is when you move to Florida, he can no longer have access to those kids. So even if he were coming this day, and did every weekend, he won't be able to do that anymore now that you are going to move to Florida. So what I'm not going to touch is your custody arrangement. Not going to touch that at all. This is a child support court. That has nothing to do with us, okay? So I'm not going to touch it at all. You are free to move to Florida. However, he's coming off child support. So then he can use the money, the $880 or so that he would give you for child support. He can use that to travel to actually see the kids.
But what if he doesn't, Your Honor?
Well, if he doesn't, then after some time of him not doing it consistently, and when I say consistently and consecutively, it needs to at least be about 6 months or something like that, right? Then you can come back and let me know, Judge, he's not exercising regularly. I need some support for these 2 kids, right? But absent anything like that, I believe that's in the best interest of the children. And quite frankly, that's fair. You're moving without permission, right? Which is a violation of your court order. So it's only fair that he stops paying child support. So beyond a reduction, he's coming off child support today. Now you will have to keep maintaining the health insurance, okay?
That's fine, Your Honor.
All right. So that, what is it, $362?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll still continue to pay the health insurance, but there will be no child support paid from him to you. Hopefully you guys can come to an agreement.
That's the plan, Your Honor. Once we leave, I plan on giving her a call so we could try to talk about things and kind of get on a good level with each other.
Yeah, I think that can work. And who knows, your job may transfer up here and you may end up being back in Dallas anyway. Now, if that happens, you all would need to come back, because then we need to look at something different about what child support is going to be. But until then, you know, enjoy Florida.
Okay, and I bet she wasn't expecting that. I bet that wasn't on her agenda. No more child support. I definitely wasn't expecting that. Now what's she gonna do?
Why don't you come up to the podium, please? During this morning's hearing, I was deeply affected by Mr. Rucky's victim impact statement. First, Mr. Rucky, in his eloquent and heartfelt tribute to family, the strength of family, and to his children, described his relationship with the 5 Rucky children, the 5 Rucky offspring, who I have learned are vibrant and unique individuals, each in their own right. He lovingly described his relationship with his children, and he described the impact of the events that led us to this day. Mr. Rucky described defendants' acts as the annihilation of the family. Truer words have never been spoken. The senselessness of these events have haunted each member of the Rucky family since April 19, 2013. The pain and the loss that each family member has endured is beyond comprehension. My heart aches for you. We do not live in isolation, and surely we are all reminded today of the ripple effect that one life has upon others. I was also touched by Mr. Rucky's words about a family that endures, a family that heals from trauma and pain. This is never an easy process, and it's often a process that bumps along, lurches along, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. A sentence will never heal the wounds that Mr. Rucky and the children have suffered. A sentence will not bring back precious time that was lost, and experiences large and small that you all should have shared together. A sentence will not take away that pain. Ms. Grazzini Rucky, the jury's verdict was clear. You were found guilty of 6 counts of deprivation of custodial or parental rights. During the trial, you claimed, and you have always claimed, that you acted in the best interests of your daughters, that you acted as a loving mother. If so, it defies logic that you left your 3 other children in the custody of the father you claim was abusive. Your animosity for Mr. Rucky robbed you of good judgment, and it robbed your children of stable sibling relationships and the important connection to their father during formative teen years. Your animus towards Mr. Rucky spilled onto others, including the professionals whose paths crossed yours. There is a saying, my way or the highway. And on April 19, 2013, you literally took to the highway with your 2 daughters because you did not get your way in the family court proceeding. And those 2 children remained missing for 944 days. The family is the cornerstone of our society. I'm not a psychologist, a social worker, or an expert on child development. I am, however, a mother, a grandmother, and a judge. I believe without hesitation that our community, our children, your children, need and deserve the guidance and love that a father brings to their lives. So, as to the conditions of your probation, first, you will serve 250 days in the Dakota County Jail. You will receive credit for 133 days actually served. By my tally, you have 34 days to serve on the original term of confinement, and you will be taken into custody today to serve the balance of this confinement period.
Wow.
You will serve 15 days in jail during each year of your probationary term, and your 15-year jail sentence will begin on November 18 of each year, the day the girls were recovered, beginning in 2017. So you will surrender to the Dakota County Jail at 8 a.m. to serve 15 days on each of the following days: November 18, 2017, November 18, 2018, November 18, 2019, November 18, 2020, November 18, 2021, and November 18, 2020.
I would have been like, no, ma'am. And I would have taken off running, okay? This is all nefarious. Somebody said, what's the charge on purpose? It was alienation of the father. She took those kids and left without telling the father where she was going or anything. I was gone for 944 days, okay? She's getting exactly what she deserves as far as I'm concerned. Okay, let that be a lesson to her, honey, in the future. Woo, honey. Reggie said, I'd want it all at once. I would too, honey, rather than all of that every year for years. You got to go to jail for 15 days. How can you keep a steady job?
Because that right there is it's really funny.
Now I want you all to pay attention, honey, because the mother and stepfather clearly tried to set this man up. Please pay attention. You got a hidden camera waiting on him when he pulls up.
Because that right there is a video camera. Never been there before. Funny. Yeah. 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 Hi, Jacky boy. I love it. They're making me wait. Hey, it's okay. Come on. We're gonna wait for mommy. Want to see mommy? Want to see mommy? Yes. Okay, well, she's coming. Yeah, we gotta wait for her.
Flower balloon.
Yeah, flower balloon. Hey, come on. Come.
It's Nick. Go say hi.
Hey, go up. You gotta go. Hey.
Do you want the ball or no?
I love you, buddy. Can I have a kiss? No. Love you. You want this?
Hi.
I don't know.
That poor baby did not want to go with her, and that speaks volumes. That baby did not want to go with her, honey, and that's sad. Not to go with its own mother? Please pay attention.
Face out.
I'm not in your face.
I'm gonna say goodbye to my kid and ask your dad to back away from me. Hey, I love you.
Hey, listen, do you have some money? Because we don't have any money from you. If they need food, you have food money. Any money?
Oh, who got in whose face?
Get out of my face.
Ow! Oh my God! What the hell was that?
Really?
Oh my God! Oh my
Really?
God!
In front of the kids?
Yeah.
Really? He literally jumped me.
Can you stop? Come on.
Is that necessary?
Hey,
It's on video. Don't worry. Calling the cops.
call him.
I will. It's really bright for him to put that on video.
Yeah, you pushed him.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm calling the police.
No, I'm saying in general. Like, what is your demeanor? What is your attitude all about?
That.
No, it's not that. It's this whole thing.
All right. Well, I'll wait for the police in my car. Yeah, he literally chest bumped me in the back. Get out of the car. No, get out of the car. Like, take him inside. This is not the way it's supposed to go with an exchange. Go away.
I will. Oh, these are cute.
Hey, get out of my car. Get out of the car. Give that back.
Oh, you want this?
Give
Go
that back.
inside. Here, here's your.
Thank you.
Here's your new one.
Yeah, I need police here.
I mean, they thought they were so slick. And did you see how quickly Billy fell after he chest pumped that man? Like, sit down somewhere. Honey. This is all so crazy. All right. And then the nerve of him to be asking the father, do you have some money for us? You haven't given us anything. We need to get food. Like, sit down somewhere, honey. If she needs money for the child, that's for her to ask, sir, not you. Mm, mm, mm. Please pay attention. All nefarious.
So my deadbeat baby dad called me last night talking about, let's go back to court because what I'm paying you a month is just way too much. And then he also said that he's moving back home within like the next month after summer. And he said he wanted to talk about when he can have Lennon so that his payments can go down. I have a big mouth. I'm never going to shut the fuck up, especially when it comes to my kids. Take me to court. Let's run it back to court because I promise you, you're going to end up paying way more than you actually pay. Another thing, sir, you've met your child 3 times in her entire over 2 years of life. If you think I'm just going to magically give her to you with open arms, absolutely not. Just because you share the same DNA as my daughter doesn't automatically make you her father. You don't know her. You've never changed a single diaper. You don't know how to take care of her when she's upset. You want overnights. You want to see her only because you want your payment to go down in child support that you're only just started consistently paying like a couple months ago. Bro, please be so fucking for real. And I'm not even gonna get started about when he brought up his girlfriend being around my daughter because you don't even know her. And now you want to see if your girlfriend could be around her? These deadbeats just amaze me more and more every single day. It's like you guys can literally buy tables at clubs, buy bottles at clubs, and go out every single weekend and have the best fit that you could possibly wear, right? But you're mad that you're actually sending money to your baby's mother, who is taking care of your child consistently every single day without even bothering you, without even hitting your line. You got me so fucked up, but let's go back to court. Let's run it back. You're going to pay your dues. You owe me over $20,000 in back support. So if you want to spin the block and go back, I'm ready. I'm driving there. I'm in my car already. I will never keep my child from her father if he is consistent. And he's been anything but consistent her entire life. So for the people and the friggin' weirdo men on here that are going to come in my comments and be like, you chose him, you're a single mom. Does somebody need to give you the birds and the bees conversation and tell you how intimacy works? Because he chose me too, baby. And I will forever regret having a child with him, even though I love my baby girl so much. I'm upset at myself that I gave her such a shitty man as a father. I don't give my kids to just anybody. That's how kids die. And I know you're watching this because you told me last night that you still watch my TikToks. So focus on being a father and an actual father, being consistent, maybe for 6 months straight. And then we can talk about the overnights. And then we can discuss, you taking her alone. And if that's weird to you, then you're weird to me. Other than that, get the fuck out of here.
Well, I guess she told him, honey, police, pay attention. Okay, Rich said she's a moron. Now listen to this, and you all tell me what y'all think about what TK Kirkland had to say. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. All right. I might have to put an overlay on this because I think this was actually an interview. I like TK Kirkland. Okay, there we go.
Would I pay child support? I'm not a bum.
Did you pay for their school?
Of course.
Okay.
When you're saying, what do I pay? You're thinking child support. I'm not giving anything. I take care of my babies.
Okay, what does that look like? Taking
Put
care of
to
them
school,
kids.
clothes, trips, etc.
So you have to have one that's underage.
Yes, and well taken care of.
So who drives them to school?
His mom.
So you pay for the gas?
No.
You pay for her car insurance?
No.
You pay for her car bill?
No.
Do you pay for her light bill?
No.
Do you give her money for food?
Of course.
How much?
Whatever she needs. You're thinking, I need X, Y, and Z, but there's some women on this planet who move a certain way. And when they need something, some women will say, baby, I need this, and it's done.
Baby, you are my baby's daddy.
No.
We made a mistake,
There
right?
you,
Remember?
there you go again. You're not child support. You're not a judge. All you can do is say what you would like for your life. You can't say what's good for somebody else's life.
Find me one mother that is okay with raising time-wise
I'm listening.
and financially their child with the dad saying, yeah,
I know 5 of them.
Call them.
Now y'all heard that. I thought she sounded ridiculous because the bottom line is he doesn't have to be on child support. Okay, child support is really for deadbeat dads. Okay, child support is for men who don't want to voluntarily take care of their children. If you have a man who is paying for the child or children, at the end of the day, why would you put them on child support unless they're just paying you peanuts or something like that? But at the end of the day, I find it all nefarious. Please pay attention.
Child support is only for men who don't take care of their children. Real fathers who show up for their kids, who pull their weight financially, who take care of their kids, real fathers should not be on child support. Child support is put in place to forcefully hold people accountable for their responsibilities. If a man is choosing to do that voluntarily, if a man is taking care of his kids without being asked, if a man is doing his part, he should not be on child support.
And that's just a fact. That's absolutely true in my opinion. Okay, now this woman had to literally attack the father of her children because he was attacking her. And he was clearly possessive and controlling and just a whole demon as far as I'm concerned.
In Stratford, Connecticut, 19-year-old Sherelle Baldwin was a young and independent woman who was working 2 full-time jobs on top of going to college to become a medical specialist administrator. While filling her tank up, this young man named Jeffrey Brand walked over and introduced himself. After talking for a bit, they exchanged numbers, and the rest is pretty much history. Now, at first, Sherelle and Jeffrey seemed to have a good relationship going on and was even planning a future together, but it was kind of weird that Sherelle never brought Jeffrey around the family until the following year when she finally brought him to meet her mother, but by then, she was 2 months pregnant. Per Sherelle's mother, ever since they got together, any plans she had that didn't involve him, she had to check with him on everything she had to do that day, make sure she answered the phone anytime he called, and basically let him know every move she was going to make. Now, on New Year's Day in 2012, Jeffrey wanted to go out to celebrate, but left Sherelle and the child at home. Well, while he was out, he got into a car accident, wrecking Sherelle's new car. When he got home, she asked what happened to him, and he instantly started yelling and screaming at her, grabbed her phone and tried to break it. Then, while she was holding their child, he walked over and began violently shaking her. Eventually, Sherelle goes into another room and calls her mother to tell her what happened, and this was basically the first time she had ever mentioned any abuse she was going through. Now, from that point on, Jeffrey unleashed a full demon. He took away her phone to prevent her from calling her relatives and friends. When she began working her new job, Jeffrey, who was not working at the time, stayed at home to watch the baby, but throughout the day, this dude would call her repeatedly. At the time, they only had one car, so he would drop her off at work, take the baby to her mother's house, and would disappear throughout the day until the late morning, causing her to be late to work so much that she eventually lost her job. By 2013, Sherelle finally had enough of it and decided she was going to leave him. Now that their relationship was over and he had moved on, you would think that would be the end of the abuse, but that was indeed not the case. He would show up to her house unannounced, and sometimes he would toss her clothes out the house, and when she tried to call 911, he snatched her phone out of her hand and threw it on the ground, breaking it. Eventually, he was arrested and was issued a restraining order, but this didn't stop nothing. This man had Sherelle so traumatized that when she got off work, she would ask her cousin Latrice, who was watching her son throughout the day, to follow her home, which was only a few minutes away, just in case Jeffrey was stalking her. Then in May of 2013, he found out that Sherelle was at a local restaurant celebrating Mother's Day with her mom. So he pops up outside the restaurant, calls her, demands that she brings their son outside, and if she didn't, he threatened that he was going to come inside the restaurant and act a fool. Now, just 6 days later, he shows up at her apartment and climbed through her window and pulled a knife on her, then grabbed a belt and started beating and choking her with it while their 19-month son was in the room. With Sherelle kicking and screaming, she finally managed to escape and ran outside to get in the car, but not far behind her was Jeffrey, who was able to get in the car with her and proceeded to choke her. She eventually jumped out the car, but when she did, she tripped and the car ran over her leg. Now, once she seen that Jeffrey was getting out the car to attack her again, somehow she managed to get back in the car, hit the gas, crushing him against the apartment, which was 100 feet down the driveway. Now, as this was going on, Sherelle's father, who lived right above her, called the police. When they arrived, Jeffrey was pinned against the car and the wall, and Sherelle was lying next to the car, barely moving. The paramedics rushed over to Jeffrey and attempted to revive him several times, but they were unsuccessful. Now, for 3 weeks, the investigators went over all the evidence that was provided by Sherelle and the family and basically came to the decision that nothing supported what she claimed happened. So a letter was sent to her by mail stating there's a warrant for her arrest and she was to turn herself in immediately. Now, just a few days later, accompanied by her family, Sherelle turned herself in. During the initial hearing, the judge charged Sherelle with murder and set her bail at $1 million. 10% of that would have been $100,000, so her nor her family could afford that, and she was sent to the state's women prison in York Correctional Institution to await her trial. Now, when this incident was first covered by the media, they described her as a crazed woman who crushed her lover to death in a savage attack without knowing the full story. By 2015, her trial finally began. The prosecution doubled down on their narrative that Sherelle had deliberately killed Jeffrey, stating her story didn't match up with the evidence. Plus, her broken leg was most likely caused by her driving to that cement wall and not from the car running over her. Her defense team argued that she acted in self-defense, emphasizing all the trauma and abuse she had faced on a day-to-day basis. Just days before the May 18th incident, Jeffrey had gotten a suspended sentence for ripping the cell phone out of Sherelle's hand following a fight they had in their apartment, and they even had witnesses who said that they heard Sherelle screaming, "Help, he's trying to kill me." Now, after 5 days of deliberating and listening to a tape-recorded testimony from Sherelle, 11 jurors felt that this was a domestic violence case and wanted to either consider lesser charges or acquit her altogether, but one juror held out. That one person caused the trial to end in a hung jury or mistrial, stating that the case was far from clear-cut and the evidence was largely circumstantial, so Sherelle was sent back to prison. Now, at first, the judge didn't have a plan to have another trial, but months after it was over, Sherelle's lawyer and her mother begged for a retrial. In the second trial, they highlighted the troubles of domestic violence victims who commit violent acts to protect themselves from their abusers. This case had 38 domestic violence organizations from across the state call the state prosecutor to drop the charges on Sherelle, arguing that this case was a prime example of how Black domestic violence victims are disproportionately targeted by the criminal justice system when they try to protect themselves. The jury, which was comprised of 7 women and 5 men, deliberated for less than 2 full days in Sherelle's second trial and found her not guilty.
Now, that's just a darn shame at the end of the day. But listen to this. And after this, we got one more story and we're out of here, beloveds. Okay. We got one more story after this because Reggie. Oh, and also We Next, aka DSB. Thank you for your contribution to the channel, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Now, so Reggie reminded me of Christian Abumsale and Courtney Clenny, the OnlyFans model, okay, who murdered her boyfriend and then tried to lie and say it was self-defense. So there's an update on that just came out yesterday. And I've been wondering what's going on with that case. So we're going to get into that next, and then we're up out of here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Shaniqua Menifee in tears as she learned her fate Monday morning. The 35-year-old Cleveland woman will spend the next 15 years in prison. The reason? Menifee used her car as a weapon. She ran over Jamel Thompson, the father of her child.
My household is not the same. Like, she took a beautiful man. Me and him was together for over 10 years. And he never did nothing to me that make me want to do what she did.
Back in June 2023, the two were arguing at Menifee's home around 2 a.m. in the morning. Thompson eventually walked away from the house. Prosecutors say she hopped in her car and followed him down the street. They continued to argue. Surveillance captured the tragic incident at East 154th and Talford Avenue. Video shows Thompson sitting on a porch. Menifee rammed into him. She got out of her car and walked home. Listen to Thompson's last words before he died. Menifee and Thompson share a 2-year-old child. She claims Thompson physically, emotionally, and sexually abused her for years.
I endured all this. I went and I took and got a protection order so that I could be protected. I was failed by the system.
But she was remorseful.
I would like to apologize to the family, especially his mother, his kids. I can't imagine what they're going through.
Her son speaking in court.
My mother never wanted any of this to happen. All she ever wanted to do was take care of me and my siblings.
In a stunning turn, Thompson's mom letting go, forgiving Menifee.
I don't know how it happened or why it happened, but I do forgive you because I have to do that for myself.
While Menifee's sentence is 15 years, she could serve more time. It all depends on her behavior in prison. In downtown Cleveland, Winnie Dorch, 19 News.
Track.
Absolutely nefarious. Absolutely nefarious. At the end of the day, honey, I'm not going to sit up and argue with anybody, especially to the point that they get me to where I want to put hands on you. That's what I'm not going to ever do.
The hypocrisy of a lot of these bitter baby moms is the fact that they will say that they left the father of their child because it was a bad relationship, while simultaneously turning around and creating said shitty relationship between the children and the father because she's bitter and angry. Make that make sense. So you left that relationship because it was shitty, but now you're making a shitty environment for your kids because you don't know how to play nice or be cordial. And yet that's better for the children. Is it better for the children to have dad suffering at the hands of your victimhood and your victim mentality and your bitterness towards him, or weaponizing the new woman or the stepmom against the children because, again, you're bitter and angry that things didn't work out? Is that a better environment that you claim that you left that you're now creating? Like, make it make sense. You broke up your family because it was a horrible relationship, but then you're turning around and creating that same relationship through your children. And yet that's supposed to be better. And if you really gave a shit about any kind of co-parenting or proving to your kids that it was a better situation, you'd show them that you can still co-parent, you still can get along, you can still respect each other. You don't need an entire social media page shitting on your baby daddy. The only thing you're doing is perpetuating the same cycle that you claim to have left through your children. And it's really not any different than anything that you were already in. Okay, bye.
Okay, I'm sorry. No lies detected. Okay, no lies detected. Okay, only 2 more of these guys. I thought I was done, but I had a couple of more, so let's get into it.
I will never understand a deadbeat ass father. Ever. Like, you a grown man, and instead of being active and taking care of your responsibilities, you choosing your freedom, hanging out with your homeboys, doing real hot boy shit, knowing good and damn well you got a child, if not children, out here yearning for your affection. So I saw this video on my timeline of this man complaining. And mind you, this man already has 6 kids that he's not active in their lives already. Complaining that 2 women are about to put him on child support after he told them that he did not want any kids and that he was going to STCU. They ended up, becoming pregnant, and he offered to pay, for the. He said no, and now he's upset because he's about to be put on child support. In his defense, he came in the door like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing, and I'm not using silicone wrap. That's not an option for me. So, whatever happens, happens." So I Ms. Mamas, he did tell you. However, sir, you said whatever happens, happens. And you know that if you go in there painting the walls, there's a potential that a baby could come from that. But instead of just facing your responsibilities, you said, no, I'm not going to be present. So this is going to make child 7 and 8, who's growing up in a broken household, yearning for that affection from dad, thinking that something is wrong with them, when in all actuality, daddy just ain't shit.
So please pay attention. Now I'm going to tell you something. The only one that made sense to me, or the one that made the most sense, shall I say, is there's a woman, and I wanted to show you her video, but for some reason, TikTok is telling me to log in, saying this post may not be comfortable for some audiences. Now I want y'all to pay attention. See, it's not just the media, but it's social media also that sits up here and wants to paint the narrative of division between men and women. Because why are they saying that this may be uncomfortable? The only thing the mother said in the video is that her children's father said that he wanted to get his CDL license, okay? And he wasn't making a lot of money. Rather than taking him back to court to make him pay her more money, she decides to go and do some research and find out where he can get his CDL license quickly and and how he can go about starting his own business. And so that's what she chose to do. And that all worked out because once he got his own trucking company started, he was able to give her more money. You see how that works? You see how that works? Sometimes maybe you can just help somebody out a little bit. Maybe it's not that they don't want to help you more. Maybe it's just that they don't have the money to do so. Maybe they have something they're trying to work on. They're putting in an effort. Now, if you have a sorry baby dad or baby's mom who doesn't want to do anything, who doesn't want to take responsibility, who isn't trying to do the best they can do for their own children, well, you can't change them. That's just who they are. But you likely should have seen that or may have seen some red flags and just skipped over them while you were dating them before you had children with them. Okay. But this lady, I thought she was remarkable because she not only, like I said, did the research, she helped him to get his CDL. And now he pays her, and that helps everybody. So everybody's happy. It's a win-win. It's called cooperation. That's what you call co-parenting. Okay? That's what you call co-parenting. And these women who go out here and take out child support on men who are voluntarily giving them money every month, you know why they do that? They go take out child support because they want those men to pay them more than what they're giving. And a lot of times those men are paying them a nice amount. Okay, a lot of times they're not just paying them peanuts, they're paying them a nice amount at the end of the day. I know somebody, and this is a guy who was dating this woman. They had a child, and then, they broke up or whatever. And so he was giving her money voluntarily. Every month he paid her on time. He was giving her a nice amount. But guess what? She felt like she deserved more. There was only one child at the end of the day, and this child was an infant. So how much money do you really need a month to take care of an infant? So what she decided to do was she decided to go down to the child support court and take out child support so he'd have to pay more. But sadly for her, the judge didn't see it that way. When the judge found out how much money he'd been giving her voluntarily, the judge said, "Oh, no, ma'am. We're only going to make him pay you half of that." And her face was so cracked. Imagine that. You going to take him to court thinking you're going to get more and thinking the judge's going to be down with it. And the judge said, no, he only needs to give you half of that. According to what he makes, he's giving you way more. You see how that works? And then, so she called this guy a couple of weeks later and she said, "Can you please start paying me back what you used to pay me?" And he says, "No, you took me to child support court, and so you're going to get what the judge ordered." But she says no. She says, you haven't been giving me enough. Really? I have a whole lot of questions, ma'am. See, that's what happens. Reggie said, that's a good man, Savannah. Okay. That's what she didn't see. Okay. Please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about Courtney Clenny, who stabbed her boyfriend, Christian Abumsele, in the chest. All right. Please pay attention. So here's what they say. Knife throwing video involving pig shown at hearing of model accused of killing her boyfriend. So they wanted to show how they wanted to demonstrate, they can get theatrical in the courtroom sometimes, but they wanted to basically show how she threw the knife. Okay. Because they're still trying to say her defense team, of course, is trying to say that in fact, she was just trying to defend herself. Now, we all heard the 911 tape, didn't we? Didn't we all hear it? Please pay attention. Now, here she is in court 2 days ago. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Just give me a second for it to cue. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so here it is. Ooh, I don't want to show this one. Hold on. Let me find a shorter version because this is like an hour long. Hold on. Let me find a little smaller clip. Okay, here we go. And she knows darn well this was not self-defense, okay? She knows it and we knows it.
OnlyFans model Courtney Clenny back in court today. Her attorneys playing dramatic video to prove she acted in self-defense in the stabbing death of her boyfriend. They want her released on bond. CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones is live outside the court in Miami with that video that involves a pig carcass, Chelsea?
Lauren, that is correct. But Courtney Clenny has maintained that she acted in self-defense when she allegedly stabbed her boyfriend back in April of 2022. She says he was trying to attack her. But yes, a demonstration was played in court today, and it does involve a pig carcass. So I want to show it to you. Take a look at your screens. You're looking at an expert knife thrower launching knives at that pig carcass from roughly 6 feet away. As you can see, some of the knives did stay lodged in that pig, and Clenny's attorney says that proves she isn't lying about the events from that night. It all happened back in 2022 in a Miami apartment. Clenny is accused and charged with second-degree murder of her boyfriend, Christian Obumsele.
Did I say that proved that she wasn't lying about what happened that night? No, I want you to pay attention. First of all, she's absolutely lying, okay? They know it. At the end of the day, if an expert knife thrower had to throw that many knives before one of them getting stuck in the carcass, what's the chances of her throwing one from across the room from the kitchen to the door and stabbing him in the chest? Okay, I'm sorry. This is all ridiculous. But let's continue with the foolishness.
She claims that she stabbed him in self-defense, but the attorney for the Obumsele family says there's just no way that things happened like that. Here are both attorneys on Clenny's claims that she threw that fatal knife.
It shows the court that our client is, in fact, credible. Her self-defense is credible, and the actions she took that night were necessary to save her own life.
That's inconsistent with common sense. There's no way that you would, if you throw a knife, that the knife is going to land so deep in a downward position.
Now, prosecutors are claiming that Clenny actually threw a knife from roughly 10 feet away, which is farther away than that demonstration is shown in court today. Now, the judge said next month she will make a decision on whether or not Clenny should be granted that bond. We are live in Miami tonight. I'm Chelsea Jones, CBS News, Miami.
They need to sit down somewhere, okay? This is all so crazy at the end of the day. Using a darn pig's carcass. And first of all, I only can imagine the funk that was in that courtroom when they got done with that nasty experiment. Okay, didn't prove a thing other than that they're fools for even trying it. Okay, this is all crazy. They know exactly what they did. And DSB, thank you for your contribution to the channel, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings to you. Don't know if I remember to tell you that. Okay. Rich said, can we get in? Rich said, can we get NCIS in here? Okay, please. This is all crazy, honey. I mean, a last ditch effort of desperation. When all else fails, go get a pig's carcass and we'll just throw knives at it to one land. Sir. Sir, this isn't how it's supposed to work. Okay? I'm sorry. Man, it don't make sense. Bobo said, funky pig. Samantha said, I'm calling BS. Honey, I am too. So anyway, with that all been said, we next said, yes, you already thanked me, Queen, my warrior sister. Thank you, beloved. You know, I be forgetting sometimes. Okay, so with that all been said, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Support the arts. I love you too. Even though you love command me, but let's continue. Let's continue. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Okay, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one, teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Now, I won't be on the backup on the Reggie said, greatest broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Listen, I won't be on the spiritual channel today, but we will be on there tomorrow with 2 lives. Okay? All right. Until next time, beloveds. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got